Well, the Butler Bulldogs played the 6th-ranked Villanova Wildcats yesterday at Hinkle Fieldhouse. I was really excited for this game, really looking forward to it. I was actually at the game. I can post some of the video footage of the game. But Butler ended up losing the game 68-65. Came down to the final buzzer. Just a great game overall. Couldn't help but feel disappointed, and I was pretty quiet for about 10 minutes after that game yesterday. It just sucked. I didn't like how we lost the game, giving up a three-pointer with 1.2 seconds to go to the guy that had already scored 28 points in the game. It was just a defensive lapse, one of the few during the game. We were right there, even though he scored his 31 points. We kept everybody else in check, but it wasn't enough. The effort overall was very good. I was so proud of how the guys played. They played hard. You could tell they wanted to win it. Of course, the crowd was fired up. We attempted to have a whiteout. A lot of the fans there did wear white. And of course, there were some that didn't get the hint. But for the most part, it looked like a whiteout. But the crowd was really fired up. Probably the second most fired up crowd for a Butler game that I've ever seen. The most fired up crowd I've ever seen, obviously, was the college game day game a couple of years ago against Gonzaga. But very good crowd nonetheless. It was a tough first half for us. We were down by 5 at halftime. We were actually down by 8, and then we hit a shot to cut it down to 5. In the second half, the defense was good in that first half. It was just we weren't getting any offensive production. And in the second half, guys started hitting the buckets. We were shooting somewhere like 20% in the first half. In the second half, we shot a lot better. And that's what got us back into the game. We got a 5-point lead there and held it for several minutes before Villanova started knocking down other threes and getting back into the game, actually taking the lead. And then we had a 1-point lead with about 2:30 to go and had it tied up with about 25 seconds to go, or I can't remember how long it was now. And then Villanova hit that shot with 1.2 seconds to go. Final play was an awesome play drawn up by Chris Holtman. He had Austin Etherington inbound the ball. He had Roosevelt Jones all the way on the other side of the floor on the free throw line. And he had Alex Barlow at about half court. And he had Kellen Dunham and Keelan Martin near Roosevelt Jones on the other side of the floor, but along the three-point line. You could tell what the play was meant to be as soon as it happened. You could tell that's how it was drawn up. Etherington ran the baseline, fired a pass down the court, went right to Roosevelt Jones, caught it at the free throw line. And when he caught the ball, I don't know why, but the Villanova defense collapsed on him like he was going to shoot it, which would have been dumb because we were down by 3. So they collapsed on him and left 2 shooters open. They left Keelan Martin open close to the top of the three-point line, and then Kellen Dunham was open a little bit further away. He didn't see Dunham. His first line of sight was Keelan Martin. He saw nobody was on him, so obviously he had to make that pass with only 1.2 seconds. And he does. Keelan Martin wide open, takes the 3, and it went off the side of the rim. It wasn't that close. At least hit rim, and I know he felt bad about it, but it was a great effort. It was a great play. It was a great game, and I'm proud of the effort nonetheless. Villanova is a Final Four threat, so I don't, it doesn't hurt my pride to say that they were the better team. They're a great team, and if we're finishing second to them in the conference, then I've got no problems with that as long as we don't finish behind anybody else. But anyway, in this game, Roosevelt Jones had 6 points on 2 of 11 shooting. He missed a lot of layups in this game. Not his best game offensively, and then the defensive lapse at the end was on him. Leaving a shooter for Archiodano, who was already being guarded by Barlow, so he didn't get the switch on that final play and left Hilliard wide open. But yeah, 2 of 11 for 6 points. He had 5 rebounds. 1 was offensive. He had 3 assists. Andrew Stravis had 8 points on 3 of 7 shooting. He was 0 of 1 behind the three-point line. He added 4 rebounds, which were all offensive, and he had 2 steals. Sad with him. That was another bad thing about this game. He got hurt. It's believed that he broke a bone or something in his hand, or multiple bones. So I'm just really hoping we don't lose him for the rest of the season. Hopefully it's not as bad as what's being believed. If that's the case, then that's a major hit, major blow for us. We need him to make a far run in the NCAA tournament because he's where our offensive post-production comes from. And without him, we're kind of one-dimensional. We just have to, to rely on the guards for their jump shots or for Roosevelt Jones to drive the bucket. So hopefully he'll be fine. Hopefully we'll get him back at least at some point before the tournament. Cameron Woods had 3 points on 1 of 1 shooting. He had 12 rebounds, 4 were offensive. Kellen Dunham had 19 points on 6 of 12 shooting. He was 2 of 6 behind the 3-point line. 3 rebounds from him. Alex Barlow had 19 points on 6 of 14 shooting. He was 4 of 7 behind the 3-point line. He had 2 assists and 3 steals. Only 3 bench players played. Austin Etherington played for 4 minutes, didn't take any shots, 0 points from him. Tyler Weidman came in for 6 minutes, didn't take any shots, 0 points from him. And Keelan Martin came in for 13 minutes, scored 10 points on 3 of 6 shooting. He had 1 of 3 behind the 3-point line, 4 rebounds, 1 was offensive. Field goal percentage, Butler was 21 of 51 for 41.2%. Villanova was 23 of 50 for 46%. 3-pointers, Butler was 7 of 17 for 41.2%. Villanova was 12 of 26 for 46.2%. Free throws, Butler 16 of 19 for 84.2%. And Villanova 10 of 13 for 76.9%. Rebounds, Butler 34 to 25 winners in that category. We had 12 offensive boards to their 7. Assists went 12 to 10 in Villanova's favor. Steals went 6 to 4 in Villanova's favor. Blocks went 2 to 1 in Butler's favor. Turnovers went 8 to 9 in Villanova's favor. Fouls pretty close. Butler 13, Villanova 16. Points off turnovers 15 to 12 in Butler's favor. Second chance points 12 to 5 in Butler's favor. Points in the paint 22 to 20, slightly in Butler's favor, obviously. Fast break points 4 to 0 in Villanova's favor. Bench points 16 to 10 in Villanova's favor. Largest lead in this game for Villanova was 8. For Butler it was 5. And there were 7 ties and 8 lead changes. Like I said, just a great game overall, and I was very proud of the effort. We improved, we fall to 18-7, 8-4 in the Big East, and our 18 ranking, number 18 ranking is probably going to drop maybe 1 spot, 2 at the most, but I don't see how losing to the 6th ranked team being right there with them will make us drop too much. So if anything, we might lose a spot. But our next game is Monday night at Creighton, so not a lot of turnaround, or not a lot of rest for that game, which kind of sucks. Creighton's last place in the Big East, but they're always really tough, and they've been playing everybody tough this year. So to have not very much rest, to have to go on the road and play there in the 2nd toughest conference in college basketball without our big guy down low, who got all of our offensive production down there, Andrew Travis, it's really going to be a difficult game. And hopefully the emotions that we just came off of with this Villanova game will allow us, won't affect us too bad. Hopefully we'll be ready for this game. But it wouldn't surprise me if we lose it. But I'm really hoping that we win. And if we do win, I don't think it's going to be by a whole lot. So, but anyway, Butler does lose to Villanova 68-65. My streak of attending Butler games at Hinkle Fieldhouse, where they've been undefeated. They were 7-0 in all the games that I've been to. They finally lose a game, so that's kind of a bummer, but still was a great game. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and you have a good one.